Brian, you've been home late lately. Is something wrong? I'm worried about you.
Oh, nothing's wrong. I'm just busy with work. It's nothing for you to worry about.
But I think it's strange that you come home late every night. If there's a problem, you should tell me.
There's nothing to worry about. It's none of your business. Let me be free to do what I want.
But we're married, aren't we? I'd be happy if you came home sooner. I miss you too, and I want to spend time with you.
I don't need you telling me what time I should be home. Don't tie up my time.
Oh no, but I'm asking you because I miss you. I want to spend more time with you.
I don't want to go home because you're not good enough. If there's a reason, it's you.
I'm not good enough? What does that mean? Can you explain it to me?
The house is always a mess. Your cooking is not good, and your daily stories are boring. Do you really think I want to go home for that?
That's terrible. How could you say that? I'm doing the best I can. So why are you being so cold?
Doing the best you can? Don't make me laugh. That doesn't mean anything because it's not showing any results. Your hard work is useless.
I've never skipped a day of housework or cooking, so why should I be treated like this?
Your best effort is just not good enough. I want a more perfect wife.
Then what do you want from me?
First, admit you're incompetent, and then thank me for marrying you.
Oh no. Why do you say that when I married you because I love you?
Do you love me? Do you think those words will satisfy me? I want something more practical.
What do you mean, something more practical? I'm going to do everything in my power to support you.
For example, a woman who makes more money. Or a woman who is more beautiful. But I don't expect that from you, so I'm done with you.
Oh no. What am I supposed to do? How can I satisfy you?
You don't have to do anything. Just stay out of my way. That's all I ask.
I can't do that. I'm your wife and I want to support you.
To me, you're just a housekeeper. You're nothing more than that.
Brian, I want to have a long talk with you. Can you leave work early today? I have something important to talk to you about, and I need you to make time for me.
Huh? I told you, I'm always busy.
But I have really something important to talk to you about.
I can't today because I have a plan to go out for a drink. Can we do it some other time? What's so important to talk about? I don't think you have anything important to talk about.
I see. So you're going out for a drink today too? With Amy?
What?
I already know that you've been cheating on me. I've been suspicious of you for a long time, but your recent behavior was clear. Did you think I wouldn't say anything? So, I want to have a discussion about what you want to do from now on. Maybe you enjoy being with that Amy girl. I think we have to do something about our relationship. So why don't you come home? Let's talk about it. I'm not strong enough to leave things the way they are.
Okay, so you want a divorce, is that it? I don't have time to worry about that anymore. It's a waste of time.
Huh? Are you really okay with that?
You already know I'm cold towards you, right? So this will clear things up, right? So, let's just call it a divorce then, shall we? Wouldn't that be easier for you? That'll settle everything.
So you're deciding to divorce me without even trying to discuss it. You would be okay with that?
There's no point in talking about it, is there? There's nothing I want to say to you. Then divorce. What more do we need to talk about?
It's so easy for you, isn't it? I can't believe our relationship was so casual. No apology for cheating on me or anything like that. Don't you feel a little remorse or something?
What good would an apology do? If we're getting divorced anyway, it's the same whether you apologize or not. Nothing will change.
I thought you could at least apologize to me. Don't you at least have some respect for me or something?
I won't do it. I won't apologize. I don't feel bad. I'm happier with Amy than with you. I'm not going to apologize for it. You think so too, don't you?
You're the worst. I didn't know you were that kind of person.
How did you find out about Amy anyway? That kind of behavior disgusts me. Don't tell me you think you still see yourself as a woman.
Enough. Let's get a divorce. Just talking about it makes me uncomfortable.
I agree with you. Then get the hell out of my house. I don't want you to stay at my home. Get out by tomorrow.
What are you talking about? I have no intention of leaving. I'm going to get my life back here.
Huh? Well, I guess I don't have a choice, so I'll give you some time. I feel sorry for you if I kick you out suddenly, but make it quick, will you?
Are you listening to me? I'm saying I'm not leaving. You're the one who should get ready to leave. I'll get the divorce papers ready. Wouldn't it make more sense for you to leave?
Megan, can I talk to you for a minute? It's about tomorrow.
Jessica, can I help you?
What do you mean by that? Of course I'm texting you about tomorrow.
What do you mean tomorrow?
The truck will arrive around 2 p.m. today. So can you be there that time?
What?
My moving truck. It's supposed to arrive there today. It's going to take quite a while to move all the furniture and stuff. I'm going to take my own car, though. I have to make a few stops, so I may be late. Well, in the meantime, I'd appreciate it if you could get moving preparations underway. After all, moving is a lot of work.
I'm sorry. What are you talking about? What do you mean moving? I didn't hear anything about it, and I don't understand it at all.
I'm going to live there, in your place.
Huh? Wait a minute. I don't understand. Why do I have to leave my house?
But I heard you still live there. I know it's hard for you being divorced and abandoned by your husband. Wouldn't it be better to get your life back on track and start a new one as soon as possible? Either way, the divorce is your fault. Your attitude and behavior were the problem, and that's why this happened. So I think it's in your best interest to get on with it and start a new life.
Wait a minute. What do you mean? I'm not following the story at all. Please tell me the details of what is going on.
You know, my husband was like that. Having an affair was disgusting. It is unforgivable. But are you still going to stay in this house after you cheated on Brian?
What? I cheated on Brian? I never did that. And it has nothing to do with your husband. Why do you say that?
I won't complain against you because it's not good. But why don't you get the hell out of there? You cheated on your husband and had an affair, so of course you should leave. Do you have any common sense? How could you plan to stay in the house after doing such a thing? I can't believe what you're doing.
What on earth are you talking about? I cheated on Brian? That is a complete misunderstanding. I have never cheated on your son.
Huh?
You're moving in tomorrow. To my house? Please stop this right now. This is my house. Please don't make such a decision on your own.
Stop? What are you talking about? If you don't stop with the nonsense, I'm going to be very angry with you. I can't forgive you for hurting my son and not showing any remorse. I don't think you understand, but he is really suffering.
I understand. I will tell you the truth. I will explain it to you properly to clear up the misunderstanding. Everything you know is wrong. Hey, you are truly an appalling person. Why did I ever marry someone like you? I hate myself.
What are you talking about?
I'm going to say the exact same thing to you.
What the hell?
You said you're trying to start living with Jessica in my house even though you divorced me. How wrong do you think you are, you piece of scumbag ex-husband?
Huh? You're scumbag. Get out of our house right now.
What are you getting all pissy about? Where's your house?
It's the house you're staying at. I didn't kick you out right away because I felt sorry for you. But it's been 6 months since the divorce and you're still there. Get out now. It doesn't matter if I invite my mother to come and live with me in my own house. Get out of my house right now.
You make demands of me like a big man, but do you know what you're talking about?
Of course I know what I'm talking about. I know you're still hung up on me. I just want to get on with my life. When are you going to disappear? Get the hell out of there.
You say whatever you want, don't you? I've reached the end of my patience. I'm going to teach you a lesson.
Whatever. It's been 6 months since the divorce, and what are you still doing in my house? Mom is annoyed too. Get out of our house.
You're the one who's leaving.
Huh?
What kind of nonsense have you been saying? You were always like that. You've been saying a lot of stupid things for a long time. It's disgusting.
What?
You're the one who should leave. You're strangers now. Did you forget that the house is in my name?
Huh? What?
The house was purchased when I first started my new job. I bought it under my name as a full-time employee and took out a loan. I've been paying for it ever since.
Oh, is that right?
You didn't pay a dime of the loan yourself, and you think it's your house? It's not your house, and you have no rights to it. It is clearly stated in the divorce settlement documents. The house is my property. Why are you inviting your mother to live here without my permission? Are you stupid? It's obvious that you're an idiot. Sorry.
Wait a minute. Something's not right here. Are you sure? Are you sure that house wasn't in my name? I always thought it was my house.
I'm sure you can find out for yourself. The documents are still there, and my name is clearly stated. Remember, I'm always right. I show you the proof and you still don't believe me? Do you remember ever paying the loan? Why don't you check yourself?
But I think I paid the down payment.
I paid it too. You probably paid half of the down payment. Don't you remember correctly?
Maybe I did. But then, why isn't it in my name?
You finally remember? Besides, I'm the one who has been paying the loan. Well then, I've already lost my patience with this latest text from you. You've been a pain in the butt so far, but I can't let it go anymore. Please leave by the end of this month at the latest. If you don't leave by then, I'll have to force you to leave. I would call the police.
The police? What? Are you out of your mind? I mean, the end of this month? Isn't it the day after tomorrow? There's no way I can leave that soon.
Didn't you say to me earlier that you wanted me to leave by the end of the day? Then, it would be kind of me to wait until the day after tomorrow, right?
Did I say that? I didn't mean that. Wait a minute, Megan. This is some kind of misunderstanding. You don't have to be so angry. It is bad for your health.
What a pain in the butt. What do you expect from me now? I'm not going to forgive you anymore. You're lucky you have time until the day after tomorrow. Maybe you should go home and get ready to leave now. I think that's the best thing to do.
Don't say that. Mom's already getting ready to move in. I was thinking of moving in with the whole family.
No, we're not a family. Don't you even know the definition of family anymore?
That's true. You may have a good argument.
What are you talking about when you divorced me a long time ago? I keep telling you to get the hell out of here, but you ignore me. Are you stupid enough to bring your mother into the house without my permission? You're unbelievable.
Don't say that, but you should understand me a little bit too.
And that's not the only thing I don't like about you. What the hell did you tell your mother about the reason for your divorce? Did you explain it to her correctly?
What? You didn't talk to my mom, did you? I told you not to talk to her.
I decide who and when I talk to. You didn't tell her about the divorce, did you? You said you would tell her in your own time, so I waited for you. But what timing is this? It doesn't make sense since you're the one who dumped me. You cheated on me. You're the one who did it. I really can't believe it.
I can't believe you talked to her. You didn't tell her anything else, did you?
What do you mean by that? Everything you do is stupid. And the fact that you think you can kick me out of my own house is a mystery to me. What do you want me to do, you stupid man?
I want to start over.
Huh?
Can we start over? I'm sure there's been a lot of misunderstandings between us. First, let's clear up the misunderstanding with my mother.
I don't think there was any misunderstanding.
Anyway, I can't kick her out now. I can't change the fact that she's moving in tomorrow. She has already sold her house. Let's all move in together. We've been married for 6 years. We can start over. We can make one mistake.
We're already divorced. What are you talking about? Did you forget why we are divorced? I made sure to tell your mother, whom you love so much, that you are just like your father. I told her that you divorced me because you cheated on me, just like your father.
Don't say that. Did you really tell her that? I told you not to say anything.
I just told her the truth, because you had taken the liberty of twisting the story to suit your own convenience. I just corrected that. Is it so hard for you to admit what you have done? You always run away and never take responsibility for yourself.
That's awful. You know how hard time Mom had to go through because of Dad's cheating. You didn't have to put her through that kind of bad experience again.
How can you say that? You grew up seeing that, and it's sick that you would do the same thing. Aren't people usually supposed to be sorry and not make the same mistakes?
But we didn't have kids. Besides, you were cold to me then too.
You think you can hurt me if we didn't have kids? You destroyed our relationship, and now you're making excuses for it? Well, I don't care anymore. We are strangers now, and I'm glad we're divorced. I don't want to be involved anymore. So, will you leave the house? Don't bring more chaos into my life. I've spent enough time with you.
No, so Mom doesn't have anywhere to go back to. It's best if we move in together, you know? I think she'd be happy.
You've been paying too much money to Amy. You're trying to get by living with your mother now, aren't you? If Jessica sold her house, you can get some money. You were thinking of using her savings or pension when you got into trouble.
How did you? Did my mother tell you that?
This is my guess, but I guess I was right. It really seems that you were a scumbag, even more so than I had imagined. Well, you became a scum when you cheated on me, but I can't believe you were even thinking about something worse.
Don't ever tell my mother that. I had a lot of complicated circumstances too.
I won't tell her. It's not good for me. But you guys can't live in my house, so you have to leave, okay? I'm planning to sell this house too, so get out of here. I'm not coming back here. I want to start a new life.
What? Selling?
If you want to live here, buy it. I don't think your savings will be enough to buy it, though.
Please, Megan, forgive me. Give me another chance. Let's live together, at least for a little while longer.
With a piece of scumbag who cheated on me, framed me, and told me to get a divorce? How am I supposed to stay with someone like that?
I'm so sorry. I didn't mean it like that. It just kind of turned out that way. I'm sorry. Forgive me.
Even your mother is homeless. Poor thing. It's all your fault. Well, but it's not my problem anymore. Get the hell out of here before I call the police for trespassing.
Megan, may I have a word? I'm very troubled.
So, what can I do for you, Jessica?
Actually, my life became very difficult when you kicked me out of the house.
So, why are you asking me for help?
You know what I mean, don't you? Brian is my only son. I never expected him to fall so low. I think you should feel a little responsible too.
Huh? Why should I feel responsible? Jessica, I don't think that's right.
What do you mean, Megan?
It's not my fault that Brian became like this. It was he himself who cheated on me and broke up with me. And I have nothing to do with him anymore.
But it's cold of you to put us in this situation.
Cold? Jessica, he is your son whom you raised, right? The consequences of his actions have brought us to the situation we are in now.
But it's true that I'm in trouble. Can you help me somehow?
What exactly do you want me to do to help you? I have already broken up with Brian.
Even if it's impossible for us to live together, if you could support me in any way.
That's impossible. It doesn't matter to me how much trouble you are in. Brian brought this to you on his own.
You are really cold.
You can think whatever you want, but I don't want to get involved anymore. Now if you'll excuse me. After that, I finally succeeded in getting Brian and his mother out of my house. Of course, I had them leave the house at the end of the month as promised. However, Brian and Jessica were unable to find a new place to live. They were literally on the street. As I watched their belongings being moved out, I told myself that this was the reality. They had no home to live in and were at a loss as to where to go. Brian's cheating partner had easily left him because of the loss of his property. The reality that love cannot last without money drove Brian further into a corner. I made a decision to reevaluate my life and take a new step forward. Now I am passionate about my work. I read books and watch movies. I'm enjoying things I couldn't do before. I'm not ready to fall in love yet, but if someone wonderful comes along, I'll think about it then. Hi, Ursula. Sorry that I've been gone for a week. I'm coming home now.
Got it. You're going to be separated from now on, so I wanted you to have some time together as husband and wife. Take your time and enjoy your trip back home.
Thank you very much.
So, did you and Christopher have a good time together?
Yes, we had a lot of fun. It was a much nicer place than I had expected. My husband and I were talking about going again together with you.
Thanks. I'm looking forward to it. But I'm really going to miss him. I can't believe Christopher will be working alone for a year there.
I know. I wonder if I should have followed him. I know it's a little late for that, but I've been thinking about it.
Don't worry. He'll be back after a year. And you want to keep your current job, right?
Yes.
My son treasures you, so you don't have to worry about him doing nasty things behind your back. But the problem is that he'll be living overseas. If it's within the US, he can just come home during the holidays. But since he's overseas, it's not so easy. I'll have to put up with the fact that I won't be able to see him often.
That's right. I've been thinking about it and I still feel lonely.
It's obvious since you've only been married for a year. But you have me, Samantha. You should do more housework so that you don't feel so lonely anymore. Let's live a lively life together.
Thank you very much, but please be gentle with me.
I'm just kidding. Oh, you're coming home tonight, right? What about dinner?
I'm thinking of eating at home with the whole family.
I see. Then I'll cook dinner.
Are you sure? That's very kind of you.
It's not a big deal. I have a lot of spare time. Besides, if I don't move and do something, I might suffer from dementia in the meantime. I should at least cook for my family.
No, you don't have to. You're still very healthy.
I may look younger than my age, but I already had my 60th birthday.
I think you're fine.
Thank you, my dear. I'll do my best to live a long and healthy life. Anyway, I'll make dinner for you. Tell my son to drive home safely. Samantha, I want fish for dinner tonight. Please make some vegetable salad and corn soup too.
Sorry, Ursula. I have to work overtime today, so I can't come home early.
What? So you want me to cook?
I'm planning to leave work around past 8 p.m. I can only cook dinner after that if you want me to.
That means I won't be able to eat until around 9 p.m., right? That's not good for my health. No problem. I'll get a food delivery.
Sorry.
Looks like you're slacking off after my son left for overseas. You think it's fine to stop doing the housework if your husband isn't around, right?
I beg your pardon?
Isn't that right? Skipping chores because of work is terrible, isn't it? You want me to do everything for you, don't you?
That's not true. I think there have been days like this before when my husband was around.
That time it was either me or Christopher cooking. Christopher really did a great job, don't you think so? Did you think that I would cook for you this time too? You're really brazen.
Ursula, please don't get me wrong. I'm sorry if I did something that upset you. Lately, I feel like you have been acting differently than before. If I've been rude to you, please don't hesitate to tell me.
I think you're the one who's been acting differently. Ever since Christopher left, you've obviously been slacking off on the housework, haven't you?
I didn't mean to slack off. I've just been so busy with work.
You also cooked less dishes than before.
That's because you and I don't eat a lot, so I thought that 3 different dishes would be enough. Since my husband went abroad, there were a lot of leftovers inside the fridge. I just wanted to prevent food loss.
Why don't you reduce the quantity of food instead? You should think a little more. Seems that you're not very smart.
I'm really sorry for that.
Besides, can you not do the laundry at night? My room is close to the washroom, so it's too noisy. I'm sure you'll make some excuse that you only have time to do it at night anyway. Why don't you get up early in the morning and do it? Can't you at least do that?
Duly understood. I'll try to get up early in the morning from now on.
I've been thinking for a while that you're really uncaring. You even tried to take advantage of me for doing the housework. I think you totally forgot that I'm your mother-in-law. Every single thing you do is rude to me.
I didn't mean to be rude. I never intended to do so. I'm sorry that I upset you, and I'll be careful from now on.
You cut corners too much, using your busy schedule as an excuse. You're too spoiled even for a wife. And the fact that you think you're a match for my son pisses me off. Christopher graduated from a prestigious university and is now working hard at a foreign company, while you graduated from high school and work at a small company. And yet you don't quit your job even after marriage. You've been acting bossy just because you're working.
I'm not bossy. I had no idea that you wanted me to quit my job.
If you were at the same level as my son, I wouldn't have thought anything about that. But you can't bring much money even though you're working full-time. If that's the case, I would have preferred you to be a housewife who takes care of the housework properly. I mean, housework is a lot of work, you know. Housewives are really great, aren't they?
I see. I didn't know that you thought that way.
Well, it's too late now, and I don't expect anything more from you. I should have realized it when you told me that your parents passed away. I hope you and my son get divorced as soon as possible. That's what I'm hoping for now.
What?
People who don't receive enough love and affection are somehow lacking as human beings, aren't they? I'm sorry, but it still shows on every corner. Christopher grew up in an ordinary family, so he isn't a match for you.
I'm really sorry. I'll work harder at housework from now on. I'll try not to bother you.
Yes, please do that. Be as useful to me as possible so that I'll be glad you're here. Well, I don't think you're capable to do that anyway. And if you ever depend on my son for anything, I will seriously kick you out of the house. You should know your current position and act accordingly.
I'm sorry, Ursula. I can't come home today.
You mean you're staying somewhere else? Are you aware of what you're saying? You're my son's wife. Are you seriously saying you'll be away from home? What do you mean?
I was at work when I collapsed. My fever is rising, so I've decided to stay at a friend's house near my office today. I'm afraid I'll bother you if I go home.
I see. I guess that means you're having an affair with another man. I don't understand why you've got some nerve to stay overnight at other people's houses. What kind of a wife are you?
Please don't get me wrong. My friend is a woman, and my husband already knows about the situation because I've already told him.
Then who will cook my dinner? Who's going to make breakfast tomorrow? Who's going to do the cleaning and laundry? And what about cleaning the pond in the garden that I've been working on since yesterday? Also, who's gonna do all the housework that's piling up? You can't just leave those half done. You said you'd continue when you got home, didn't you?
Of course I'll do it properly when I'm feeling better. Please, let me take today and tomorrow off. My body is wobbly and I can't move around.
It's just a cold anyway, right? When I was young, I'd do things around the house even when I had a fever. It's a common sense. There's no rest for a housewife.
If I go home in my current state, there's really nothing I can do. Besides, you got over a cold last week. There's a chance I could spread it to you by going home, so I'm staying out today. I don't want to bother you.
You really are a jerk for not listening to me. I wish you'd never come home. I'm fine with that. Too bad that you have nowhere else to go. That's why it's so hard to be parentless since you don't have a home to go back to. That's the worst.
Ursula, I was hoping we could get along like we used to, but I'm sure that's no longer possible. I understood that you hate me so much.
If you leave my son, we'll go back to the way things were before. I don't want to keep talking like this either, okay?
Okay then.
I'm glad that you finally understand. Get ready to get the heck out of here. It won't do you any good to stay. I don't want to see your face anymore.
Ursula, where are you? You're not at home?
Yes, I'm staying at a hotel that has hot spring facility with a friend. I thought I'd take a break. What do you want?
I just got home. I can't get in the house.
There's no way you can get in the house because I changed the locks. I don't want you anymore, so get out of here and divorce my son. I don't even want to look at you anymore.
You've gone too far, old hag.
What? Who do you think you're talking to, stupid woman? Don't get carried away, lunatic old hag. Huh? What do you mean by lunatic old hag? Looks like you've finally shown your true colors, Samantha. I knew it. People who don't have parents have a bad temperament. Not only do you have a bad temperament, but you say dirty words too. I'll make sure to tell my son exactly what you said.
What I just repeatedly told you were the words of your son.
What? Christopher said that? He'll never say such a thing. He's overseas.
It's true. After my husband went overseas, you suddenly changed and started to bully me. I told my husband everything that you did to me. My husband was surprised and very embarrassed.
You told my son? What a stupid wife you are. Don't you want to get along with me? What an eloquent woman.
I didn't lie about wanting to get along with you, but I've given up on that. Besides, the only reason I came home today was to get my stuff. I'm going to leave as you wished.
Really? That's great. Now I don't have to see you anymore. I'm so glad. But where are you going? You don't have a family home, so are you going to sleep rough? That would be good for you anyway.
I'm working. I can move anywhere I want. I can at least pay the rent myself. My parents died, so I don't have a place to go to, but I can find my own.
I see. But if you're going to leave, you'll have to write divorce papers. I'll have you leave, my son.
What's the point of me writing them? My husband is overseas. He won't agree to it. I can't file for divorce without permission.
I'm the only family he has left. He would never leave me. He let me move in with both of you right away after marriage. A mother is a big deal to a child. I think you misunderstood my son.
The only reason we moved in together was because I allowed it. My husband said we should live separately with you.
No way. What are you talking about? Stop lying.
I'm not lying. I said to Christopher that I'd be happy to live with you. You were so nice to me at first. I thought we could be like a real mother and daughter. I never thought it would end up like this.
My son will do whatever I tell him to do. He'll always do what his mother says.
Could it be because my husband didn't argue with you the whole time? You were telling my husband how bad I am behind my back, weren't you? That I was skipping chores or that I might be having an affair? My husband told me that you contacted him every day just to tell him about those kinds of things.
But it's true, isn't it? Your behavior was suspicious. And when I proposed divorce to my son, he said he understood. I feel sorry for him since he's working so hard for you. Too bad, Samantha. Seems like my son doesn't love you anymore.
What's unfortunate is that you don't understand your situation. I'm the one who asked my husband to keep up with your story. My husband knows the truth.
Don't be silly and stop joking.
I'm not joking, it's true. He's going to cut off ties with you. Of course, I'm going to do the same too.
You're kidding, right?
No, I'm serious.
If Christopher was angry, why didn't he warn me? He was always nice to me.
That's because I had asked him to do so. I had memories of you when you were kind to me, and I wanted to be friends with you like we were back then, if possible. I thought things could go back to the way they were, but it seems that I was wrong.
Hold on a sec. I just got a message from my son. He said he's never coming home again. He'll also cut ties with me.
Yes, I just asked him to tell you because you refused to believe me. We will never have anything to do with you ever again. We've come to realize that it's not possible to get along with you. From now on, please live on your own. I'll come back later to pick up my belongings.
Wait a minute. I don't understand.
What do you mean?
I'm going home tomorrow, so can you come over to our house at night?
Sure thing, I'll do that.
You can stay at the house for a while. It's hard to find a new place right away, isn't it? You don't have to find a new place and just stay there.
I can move into a monthly apartment right away. Please don't worry about that.
You know what? Mothers tend to treat their sons in a special way. I didn't mean to treat you so badly.
I beg your pardon?
I was hard on you because of my conflicting feelings as Christopher's mother. That's why I escalated things a bit. I have a responsibility as a parent. I had no choice.
What are you talking about? I can't believe you changed your mind as soon as my husband went overseas. You told him how bad I am behind my back, and you did it in an attempt to get me divorced from him. You told me that because my parents passed away, I don't have common sense. Then I shall leave as you wish.
That's not true. I just wanted you to be on the same level as Christopher, so I was just saying that to motivate you. I didn't mean to offend you.
That was just a snide remark. If you really meant it for my sake, why don't you tell your friends around you about what you did to me? If no one accuses you of anything, I'll believe your words.
I'm sorry.
Does that mean you want to admit everything you've done? That you tried to trick me so that you can have me divorced from your son?
I didn't mean it. I just felt lonely because I felt like my son was taken away from me.
Even if you didn't mean it, it was really hard for me. I was worried that I had done something wrong to you who were so kind to me. You were verbally abusive to me every day. The other day when I was cleaning the pond, you even poured water on my head. I caught a cold because of it. I couldn't rest at home, so I stayed at a friend's house, and you accused me of infidelity. It was really hellish. I've had enough. I can't deal with you anymore.
Please forgive me, Samantha. I'm really sorry. I shouldn't have done that. I'll apologize again and again, so please forgive me.
I don't think an apology is enough. You just changed your mind because your son isn't taking your side, right? How pathetic. You bullied me like crazy and now you want me to forget all of those? Stop kidding me.
It won't happen again, so please, forgive me. And tell my son that you've made peace with me. I beg you.
I refuse. I'm sorry, but I no longer have any desire to make things right with you. It was you who weren't aware of how to treat other people fairly. The day after Ursula returned from her trip, I went to our house to pick up some necessary belongings. I didn't want to go, but I couldn't just leave her there. While I was at home, she cried and stopped me from leaving. I ignored her, worked in silence, and left the house. She followed me to the front door, crying so hard that we were approached by a neighbor who heard her voice. I told them that I was leaving because Ursula was bullying me and got into a cab. I think the neighbors were surprised. And Ursula seemed quite shocked that my husband had cut her off, so she stopped caring about her appearance. She started mumbling to herself and wandering around the neighborhood. I really don't want to get involved with her, but I don't want to disturb the people around me. The other day, I asked a relative to take her to the hospital. Ursula was admitted to a psychiatric ward and is currently undergoing treatment. If she ended up in depression, I wish she had not bullied me, but I think she just hated me so much. It's a shame, no matter how many times I think about it. I don't want to think that Ursula, who was kind to me in the beginning, lied about everything. But I think that she was showing me her true personality. I'm so glad that I realized everything quickly. Then, a year passed, and my husband returned home from overseas. It had been 6 months since we had seen each other, since he returned once to take care of things related to Ursula. Thanks to the fact that he was always on my side, even when we were apart, that I was able to endure the bully. I'm so glad that my husband is a kind man. From now on, I will slowly live a peaceful and happy life with my husband.
Thanks for watching. If you liked this video, give us a thumbs up, hit subscribe, and leave us a comment down below. It means a lot to us. See you next time!